State Senator. We have Pina Marino with Neighborhood Health. Now I'd like to welcome Juan Espinoza.
Thank you.
With the Economic Progress Institute of Rhode Island. You just came over from a speaking program, again, Day of Advocacy here, advocating for expanded paid family leave. This is the temporary caregiver insurance program that Rhode Island is just one of a few states in the country to have implemented, now looking to expand it. So talk with us about the nuts and bolts, time-wise, and who could be impacted.
Sure. So paid family leave was a program that started in 2013. And over the next few years, it allows working Rhode Islanders pay into the fund to take up to 4 weeks with 60% of partial wage reimbursement. And it allows them to take time off to care for a newborn child, a foster child, or a sick relative. And right now, since that program has been enacted, it's actually one of the more popular programs in our state. It really resonates well with workers, it resonates well with business people, and the premise for this is that there's been a few studies now that the program has had a few years to run, and there are improvements that can be made. For one, 4 weeks is usually not enough time for people to care for a newborn child or bond with a foster child, and sometimes if you have a relative that's sicker than usual, that relative might need more than 4 weeks of care from you. So
the legislation's looking at 6.
The legislation is looking at raising it to 6 in 2019 and 8 by 2020.
Okay, so that's one piece of it. And then people who could be potentially impacted. Let's talk siblings and let's talk grandparents.
Right. So it also expands the current scope of the law to include siblings and grandparents. For example, if you have, say for example, you have older sibling that you have to take care of, you can take time off. Currently, you can't take time off to care for that sibling, but with this, you would be able to take TCI.
And similarly for grandparents as well?
Yes.
Okay, because, I mean, there's a lot of diverse dynamic families. I mean, there are people, that there's siblings who might not have anybody else. So was that just said that we need to expand this because not everyone's got the typical nuclear family unit?
Correct.
So talk with us, you just came from the speaking event. Talk with us about the stakeholders who are at the table here looking to make this possible.
Sure. So this year, the House sponsor is Representative Blazejewski. Senator Golden who was the original bill sponsor of TCI, and she's back now to sponsor this legislation to expand it. And we have a lot of great people in the community. Rhode Island AFL-CIO, Planned Parenthood, AARP, the American Academy of Pediatrics, Kids Count, Ripen, Rhode Island Interfaith Coalition. I mean, basically a bunch of organizations believe this is a good idea. And not just that. I mean, we did a poll last year that nearly 3 in 4 Rhode Islanders actually believe that we should have an increased wage reimbursement. So like a particular thing that we're trying to increase right now, 3 or 4 Rhode Islanders think that's a good idea. So we believe it's definitely has broad support and has bipartisan support. So.
Well, again, that was the big event today for the Economic Progress Institute, but just one piece of your legislative agenda and your calendar, very multifaceted organization. What else are we going to see from you in 2018?
Well, we're working with a lot of the members from that same coalition to hopefully raise the wage a little bit more. We've had a few increases in the last 4 or 5 years, and we're looking forward to doing that a little bit more. We're also looking to have wage reimbursement increases for childcare providers. That's had a lot of support this year, and the governor included a portion of that in her budget. So we're very hopeful to see some movement on that as well.
Well, I appreciate taking the time. We've had Executive Director Rachel Flum on before. I appreciate having you on, Juan Espinoza, as well. Thank you for coming on to Go Local Live. I know you've got places to go here at the Rhode Island State House, but we'll be right back with our next guest here. Don't go anywhere.
Thank you.